Overconsumption of water is a danger to the future of California society. Water consumption affects the lakes, the groundwater, and the ocean. Water is also affected by pollution, thus making water unable to consume.
The first topic on overconsumption of water that will be discussed is the effect that lakes and snowpacks have on the reservoir levels in the state. Lakes and snowpacks played an increasing role in the recent years of the state of California, acting as reservoirs to the state in dire times such as the current drought issue. The reservoirs include the lakes of Shasta, Oroville, Folsom, St. Louis, and New Melones, while the main snowpack involves the Sierra snowpack. While Northern California receives the most rainfall, the reservoirs are allocated throughout the entire state. With Governor Jerry Brown's recent drought restrictions on urban water for the state, the amount of ice pack and rainfall is crucial to the upcoming years of laws on urban water for the state of California. For example, according to an article in the LA Times, the snowpack in Northern California, as of last March, are on track for normal levels of 87%, while the lake storage reservoirs are also back up to their normal levels. Although the levels are normal, there are still reservoirs in Southern California that are below normal.
California's drought has caused the increase of excess pumping of groundwater, causing a multitude of issues. In this slide, we can see that lowering the water table causes wells to no longer be able to reach groundwater, making people dig further. Also, as previously stated by Anthony, when you overuse groundwater, the lakes, streams, rivers see their water supply lowered. Agriculture is big on using groundwater since rainfall has been below expected levels, but that leads to the land dropping and compacting since there isn't enough water to keep it up. This causes the ground to shift, which could lead to the foundation of structures to shift and possibly collapse. According to the journal Water in Crisis, contamination from chemicals and oils seep into the groundwater, making it unsafe to drink. And since 50% of the U.S. population depends on groundwater for drinking, this causes a big problem to our health. Groundwater comes into contact with our oceans as well, which can hurt ecosystems with salt water coming into contact with them.
While water continues to be consumed instead of conserved, salt water remains undrinkable. According to National Geographic, water covers 70% of the earth and only 2.5% of that water is fresh. There is only 1% of that fresh water easily available because the rest is trapped in snowfields and glaciers, which has become a crisis due to overconsumption, while 2/3 of the world is residing in regions where water is scarce. The amount of water consumption has created a conflict in sharing water and how it is dispersed. The Water Crisis Journal explains that one method to help this conflict for some countries is to have a treaty in some international waters regarding allocating water, management oversight, and implementing water quality standards. Testing waters and allowing the data to be widely available via internet can also help the planning and management of water for current and future consumption. Due to California's drought, desalination has also become an interesting topic. This picture shows North America's largest desalination plant located in Carlsbad, California, which is able to purify tens of millions of gallons each day. Desalination has been an aid to California as this plant is now pumping this water to San Diego.
Deteriorating water quality is a serious threat in California. There are many different causes of water pollution, both natural and man-made. The biggest problem California's water quality is facing currently are increased human pollution, increasing wildfires, and the rising temperatures. As technology advances in California, so does the pollution of fresh water. According to PPIC.org, currently to clean up at-risk communities statewide, it would cost up to $160 million, and that number is expected to rise annually. Wildfires are occurring more frequently each year and are on average burning more acres due to the extreme drought California is experiencing. Wildfires cause large amounts of sediment and nutrients, which in turn run downstream and contaminate watersheds. The California drought creates a lower average water level statewide, and with higher temperatures, these two issues combine to cause higher water temperatures and lower oxygen level in rivers. This causes harmful algal blooms and increased salinity. Water quality is a key to making sure that the water that is still in California during an extreme drought like the current one the state is facing is used the most efficiently, and that residents are drinking water that is safe.
To conclude, we can see how the overconsumption of water can affect our well-being. It affects our lakes by depleting them to dangerous levels, which in turn affect our groundwater that we use to drink and irrigate. Our oceans are affected by desalination plants that convert salt water into water suitable for human consumption. Lastly, our overconsumption of water makes the water quality decrease, which poses problems to our health. If we do not find ways to conserve and reduce our water usage, it could lead to a crisis.